2025. Commissioners in attendance: Floyd McKissick, Karen Camerite, Tommy Tucker, and Donald Vandervart. I'm William Brawley. I will be chairing the meeting today. First order of business will be under North Carolina ethics. Commissioners are required to disclose any potential conflicts. Commissioner Camerite has already asked to be recused, or is recusing herself on item 2, Sumac Solar, and item 3, Shawboro East Ridge Solar. Are there any other potential conflicts? Hearing none, let the record reflect we are ready to conduct business. Item number 1, docket E7 sub 1276.
Good morning, Commissioner. My name is Vivian Fong with Public Staff Accounting Division.
And I'm Laura Bateman with Duke Energy.
Item 1 is docket number E7 sub 1276, a petition for approval of Duke Energy Carolina's second nuclear production tax credit rider to flow back to ratepayers $100 million of an assumed tax credit. This came from a settlement in this docket found in the amended revenue requirement stipulation. The second rider NPTC will be effective January 1st, 2026, and will end December 31st, 2026. The public staff has reviewed the filing and recommends that the Commission approve DEC's second rider NPTC and the rate as stated in the proposed order.
Move the item before us, subject to any technical, non-substantive revisions in the final order.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve item number 1. Is there any questions? Commissioner Tucker.
Ms. Bateman, explain to me what's going on here. I think I've read it correctly, but are you refunding $50 million to the ratepayers?
This is the second year of the rider, so we refunded $100 million credit. So
Okay.
last year was
50 million, and this year's 100 million.
Yes.
Based on the press we've received lately, I would think this would be a great press item for ratepayers to understand that Duke and where the money's coming from, that they're being refunded dollars to their bill. So congratulations. Thank you for keeping track of this and making sure it gets back in the hand of ratepayers. I appreciate it and hope the press is listening. Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, the motion is to approve Duke Energy's docket E7 sub 1276. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item is adopted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 2, Sumac Solar.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jeff Thomas. I'm an engineer with the Public Staff Energy Division.
Good morning. Walter Putnam, Chief Commercial Officer for GeneX Solar, the original developer of the site, and we are responsible for the initial CPC and application that was before you back in 2020 to 2022.
And my name is Zoe Gamble. I am the president of Clean Choice Energy, and we are the owners of the project and are currently constructing.
Thank you.
Okay, item 2 consists of an application of Sumac Solar LLC to renew its certificate of public convenience and necessity for an 80-megawatt solar photovoltaic generation facility in Bertie County, North Carolina. Public staff has reviewed the renewal request and recommends that the Commission issue the public staff's proposed order renewing the certificate.
Okay. We're going to hold a motion on this. Are there questions from commissioners?
Sir, I have one.
Okay, Commissioner Tucker.
You need renewal if you're already under construction.
My apologies. I should have clarified that we will be constructing. We're the owners that will be constructing the project.
Construction's occurred yet?
We have everything other than our non-discretionary permitting and are prepared to engage in construction, but we're waiting for those final permits.
Let me rephrase the question. No physical construction?
No physical construction on the ground has taken place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you got any?
So, could you give me I don't know who's the right person for this, the one who originally put the application in or the one who is now interested? But tell me again, what would be a good argument for this merchant plant as far as the North Carolina ratepayers are concerned? What's the benefit? Because there's some costs associated with it. So what's the benefits?
So, as owners of our solar projects, we really have a commitment to engaging in something we call the Clean Choice Promise, which is providing benefits to the land, the community, and the people where we're located. It's a bespoke plan that is unique for each project. For this one, we will be looking at providing scholarship opportunities, and we're making donations to the local food bank, and we're making investments in job training. With respect to the ratepayers, we are investing $14 million in transmission upgrades that are benefiting all North Carolina ratepayers in terms of reliability.
How's that? I mean, those transmission lines are going to be used by you to transmit this power into the PJM. Is that right?
And I might let Walter weigh in on this, but as I understand it, those upgrades are required, yes, but the additional upgrades that we're speaking of are also upgrades that Duke Energy is already planning on making to improve reliability for the area. And so there is an incremental cost associated with that, but that investment is needed regardless of our projects.
Okay, thanks very much.
And if I could just also, from the public staff's perspective, PJM, we have about 120,000 customers, North Carolina ratepayers in PJM. And so we advocate on their behalf as well. And so we recognize that PJM and the customers in Northeast North Carolina also need power and capacity.
Are the costs that are needed to firm this facility up included in the costs that are before us here? In other words, those customers you're talking about in North Carolina, they're not going to get any power from this at night, for example, right? There's no battery backup. So our system's going to have to bear some of the backup or firming charges, needs that are going to be created by this facility. Is that right?
Yeah, the costs in this application only consist of construction and upgrade costs, and the diverse resources in the PJM's network and system will serve North Carolina ratepayers day and night.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Just a follow-up. You're investing 14 million. Have you already paid that, or is that in the future?
So we have funded $3 million of the current deposits, and we're on schedule to make the balance of payments as they become due.
Okay. Has the construction on the transmission upgrades already begun?
The engineering has begun with PJM and with Dominion, and as I understand it, they have begun procurement of the equipment.
And I would add on the affected system upgrades, those have begun construction and are on schedule.
Okay, thank you. I've had a request that we move this to executive session, which I'm going to honor, so we will not take a vote today. Thank you for coming out and appreciate the information that you've added.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 3.
Good morning. I'm Jay Lucas with the Public Staff's Energy Division.
And I'm Cody Janice with Field Operations Manager with Sun Energy One.
Item 3 is an application for an amended Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity filed by Shawboro East Ridge Solar to remove 3 tracts of land from the facility site and add 3 other tracts of land. The public staff recommends that the commission approve the application and issue the amended certificate.
Move the item as recommended by public staff, subject to any technical, non-substantive provisions in the final order.
Okay. Can we hold that? Because I've got a request on that one. Do you have
a request on
questions?
this one as well? Yeah, we're going to move it upstairs.
Other question? We are, but let's get questions while we have the opportunity.
Okay, beg pardon?
Microphone.
Thank you, Kim. Just one question here. What is the affected cost upgrades for this for ratepayers?
The estimated cost of upgrades is approximately 8.4 million that was provided to the staff.
8.4 million, sir. I didn't hear the end of that.
Yeah, it was provided to the staff
Okay, and that'll be paid for by whom?
by the project Shawboro. They will pay all of the costs in regards to it, as part of PJM.
So none of the cost will impact North Carolina ratepayers.
So no affected system upgrade costs have been allocated to Shawboro.
How about ratepayers, period, in state?
Ratepayers will not have to incur any of the costs in regards to this project.
Okay, no cost. Okay. You agree with that, Mr. Lucas?
I have not seen those numbers yet. This application was approved a few years ago. I would have to go back and check and see the latest data on affected system upgrades. That was not what we had probably 2 years ago. There were some affected system upgrades.
Well, this is going back up top, but you know, on these PJM solar projects, on this project, is there, do you ever consider not to exceed? For instance, this gentleman is saying that the ratepayers will not be impacted by this project, yet, you know, we don't want them to spend a penny for ratepayers for this project, but a not to exceed amount, like last week we talked about 150,000 as the affected cost. Is that, can that be a finite number, and could there be a not to exceed 150? Because Duke could run it up to 300 if they had to, or something else would be added. It gets lost in everything as we move forward with the project. Is that available?
There's no limit on affected system costs. We've had some that are in the tens of millions of dollars that have been paid by Duke Energy customers, or will have to be paid by Duke Energy customers.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, as public staff reviews and recommends, that there would be a not to exceed clause in the agreement, so that, you know, when you tell us it's 150,000 or it's 8.4 million, that nothing else, it doesn't end up being 8.7, and ratepayers, we're so far along, Duke had to put in $300,000 worth of affected costs. I'm just saying, do you consider putting a not to exceed? I mean, I'm just looking at contracts from my business life.
Yeah, we have not done that, but we could do that.
Yeah, wow. Legally, you probably can't do it, but, you know, I'm just trying to cap it so it doesn't get lost in, when it gets past you and it gets past us, and then it's actually in the field. We don't want any additional costs there. How do you limit that if it's not legal? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Nadia Lohr with the public staff. I just wanted to clarify that we have seen the latest report on affected system upgrades, and there are none assigned to the facility at this time. So I just wanted to clarify that point.
So in this agreement, you would say, you're stating that there is, by the owner, that there is no affected upgrades to ratepayers. Are you stating that?
That's correct. And I believe the counsel for the project is going to speak to that as well.
I don't need an answer from you. I've gotten all the answers I need, because all those electrons go to Virginia every time I see your face, and you know I got a burr under my saddle about that. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
So as it stands right now, this project is not, has not been assigned any affected system upgrade costs.
And that will be stated.
So that, I mean, that is, there is another project, I believe, that has been assigned those costs and has signed an affected system operating agreement with Duke for those costs. So that should not change.
But public staff would, in this project right here, or ones in the future, I hear you about the second one, but this one right here, I mean, is it plain as day in language that there is no affected cost to pass on to the ratepayers. Will that be in the agreement?
So I'm sorry, which agreement are you speaking of?
Swansboro. Shawboro.
Yeah.
Shawboro, I'm sorry. Which
All
I
right.
guess is Tarboro.
Commissioner, I
Okay.
think, Commissioner, I think part of the problem we may have is that public staff can't actually make that guarantee since they have
Understand.
no control. They can tell you the state now. They can tell you what's likely to occur in the near future, but long term, I don't think anybody that's talking to us today has any control over that.
And if I could add one thing, there is a condition in their certificate that requires the applicant to provide any significant changes in estimated costs to the commission. So if there are changes in affected system costs, if for some reason the applicant all of a sudden has assigned affected system upgrades, then they would have to make a filing with the commission and let you know.
Okay, and I appreciate that. I know everything's up front here and you're doing the very best you can on projections. But is there ever any follow-up to see? I mean, I seen cost leakage in projects before, and it's gone past public staff, it's gone past us, it's gone to the field. And then, you know, you have additional dollars that are paid by somebody, and I just don't want it to be the ratepayers. And if you tell me that you feel comfortable about the language that you have in here and that there will be no additional cost, even if there's an overrun, I'm good with that. Are you willing to state that?
And I'll let Mr. Lucas is our witness on this item, but I would say that we don't, if we receive any additional information on affected system upgrades, you know, at that time, we would take that into account. But right now, we're comfortable that there are no affected system upgrades for this project.
Mr. Lucas?
Yeah, we can't guarantee, like you said, we have projects that once they start, they sometimes costs go up and sometimes costs go down.
But what follow-up is there? When costs go up,
I don't think there's anything we can do. I think,
I mean, would you have information available to you that there was an overrun?
yes, they're supposed to tell us about
Yeah,
changes in
so-
construction. Yeah, they're supposed to tell us of changes in construction costs.
Could you let us know if that's happening on any of these projects? If there's an overrun, say $200,000, who do you let know that and who pays that?
The applicant is supposed to let the commission know.
And let them know that, and then the applicant would pay the $200,000 overrun?
So, Commissioner Tucker, there are two different sets of agreements we're talking about. So there's an agreement with PJM, the $8 million.
We're not PJM. except for the
Understood,
group
sir.
Up there.
Yes, it's PJM and Dominion. And under those contracts, if there's an overrun, the applicant, so here Shawboro, they are fully responsible for all those costs, full stop. They're all costs, even if it goes to 18 million or 20 million, the applicant is responsible for those. The ratepayer will not be.
Yeah.
Affected system is a separate kettle of fish. And we can talk about that separately, but Ms. Laura is absolutely correct that the applicant is required to report directly to you all if there are any changes. I'm sure.
Okay, well, I feel good about that answer since you send all the electrons to Virginia. I have no further questions, Bill. Chairman?
Any further questions? Yes.
So just make it a little clear, I'm only interested in the affected costs, okay? And the affected costs are, what's your best estimate right now? Just
There are zero.
zero.
Yes.
And what are our benefits? Because what I hear is the affected costs can go up some. You don't know, maybe.
Actually, Commissioner Vandervaart, that's a very good question, though. They will, in the affected, I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but with affected system costs, the process is first, you determine whether there are any impacts on Duke system. And if there are impacts, then the costs are figured out for what you got to do to resolve those impacts. But that decision about whether there are any impacts, that's kind of a threshold thing. That's been determined. There are no impacts. So there are no costs to go up because there are just no upgrades required.
So are you the attorney for
Yes, sir.
this guy? Well,
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I should
prevent you from having to enter evidence. let me ask the public staff, do you agree with what he says there, as of right now, there are no affected costs and you don't anticipate the affected costs changing from zero?
I mean, I don't anticipate it, but I can't predict. I can't sit here and tell you.
So what are the
Not increase.
benefits? Right, so do you feel any better about the benefits? Because I mean, for us, we have to look at,
Some improved transmission, between Duke and Dominion. These upgrades are to provide for the solar photovoltaic system, but there are some, other benefits in improved transmission.
are there any disbenefits for having to handle, what is this, 150 megawatt load?
I'm sorry, I just understand your,
Oh, is this 80? Sorry. Is this 80 or 150 megawatts?
yeah, it's 150
Right.
megawatts.
So are there any disbenefits to having to handle that? I mean, I know the transmission lines are, you're saying are beneficial.
I
There's
can't think
no-
of any,
No disbenefits to having,
disbenefits for the increased transmission and the increased, capacity being put onto the system.
okay, so there are no system costs for handling that kind of a transient?
But there are some upgrades.
Are those upgrades socialized or are they paid for by the applicant?
They're paid for by the applicant.
Okay, thank you very much.
At this point, I'm going to displace this item and we'll move it to executive session. Item number 4.
Ryan Wilkinson with Riverside Investment and Development, representing the ownership group.
Item 4 is an application filed by QBC Tower 2 title holder for an exemption from the prohibition of master metering for a 42-story office and residential building in Charlotte, North Carolina. The public staff recommends that the commission approve the requested exemption.
Move the item as recommended by public staff, subject to any technical, non-substantive revisions in the final order.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve the item for QBC Tower 2. Any questions? Hearing none. So many as favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is adopted. Item 4, Overhills Water. Excuse me, item 5, Overhills Water.
Good morning. This is Thomas Wilcott, engineer with the Public Staff, Water, Sewer, Transportation, and Telephone Division. Item number 5 is docket W-175, sub 17. Overhills Water Company, Inc. has filed a verified petition with the commission requesting authority to amend its tariff for the purpose of passing along an increase in the cost of purchasing water service from the town of Spring Lake in its service areas. In Cumberland County, North Carolina, the public staff has reviewed the petition and recommends that the requested tariff revision be approved.
Move the item as recommended by the public staff, subject to any technical, non-substantive revisions in the final order.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve the item. Are there any questions? Hearing none. So many as favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 5 is adopted. Old North State Water Company.
Item number 6 is docket W-1300, sub 101. Old North State Water Company, Inc. filed an application for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to provide water and sewer utility service to Millstone Creek subdivision in Wilson County, North Carolina, and for approval of rates. The public staff has reviewed the application and recommends that the commission issue an order granting the franchise and approving the proposed rates.
Move the item as recommended by public staff, subject to any technical, non-substantive revisions in the final order.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve item number 6. Many as favor say aye. Opposed? The item is adopted. Item 7.
Morning, Evan Hauser, engineer with the Public Staff, Water, Sewer, Transportation, and Telephone Division.
Good morning. My name is Dale Boyette. I'm the compliance manager for Old North State Water Company.
John McDonald, president of Old North State Water Company.
If it's fine with the commission, I plan to present items 7, 8, and 9 together this morning.
As ordered.
Items 7, 8, and 9 filed by Old North State Water Company, Inc. are applications for certificates of public convenience and necessity to provide water utility service to Woodleaf and Rockport subdivisions in Wake County, as well as Forest Ridge Phase 1A in Granville County, North Carolina, and for approval of rates. The public staff has reviewed the application and recommends that the commission issue orders granting the franchises, approving the requested rates, and canceling the expert witness hearings.
Move to approve items 7, 8, and 9 is recommended by public staff, subject to any technical, non-substantive revisions to the final order.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve items 7, 8, and 9. Any questions? So many as favor say aye. Opposed? Items 7, 8, and 9 are approved. Item 10,
Good morning, Commission. My name is Sashi Bhatta, engineer with the Public Staff, Water, Sewer, Telephone, and Transportation Division. Item number 10 is docket number W1300 sub 105. Old North State Water Company filed a notification of intention to begin operations in an area contiguous to a present service area to provide water utility service to Vernon Place 2 in Wake County, North Carolina. The public staff has reviewed the notification and recommends that the commission issue the proposed order recognizing the contiguous extension and approving the rates.
Move the item is recommended by public staff, subject to any technical, non-substantive revisions to the final order.
Second.
motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve item number 10. Are there any questions? So many as favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 10 is adopted. Minutes.
Move the minutes for approval and adoption as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner McKissick, second by Commissioner Camerite to approve the minutes. Any changes? Hearing none. So many as favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are adopted. Is there any other business for the commission today? Hearing none, we are adjourned.